Best way to lead people, to develop people, is by asking questions. Today is 417 days that I come here to share lessons that I learn and I'm learning. I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I have a question for you. What makes you tick? What motivates you to come every single day to learn, to improve and get better? What is the reason for you to really not settle down and not accept mediocrity and looking for ways how to win? What is that motivation in your life? Today I want to speak about questions, because when I think about telling people what they need to do and asking them what do they think they need to do, it's such a huge difference. But I truly believe that asking is much more important than telling. So many people believe that leadership is telling and knowing all the answers, but they do not realize that leadership is leading through questions. You need to understand who you lead and how to lead that person to be able to lead. So that means if you want to understand how to lead and where to lead, you need to understand that person. So that means you need to ask questions. Because when I think about leaders, a lot of times leaders go very, very fast. And they grow very fast. And they have built a huge gap between a leader and a follower. So that means if a leader will lead by his level, leader and follower will never connect, because the leader had chance to move to 9, 10, 11, 12 step, while the follower is still on first, second, or maybe third step. So if a leader is starting to teach on 12 step while the follower is on third step, there will be always disconnect. So that means that a leader must ask questions to understand where the follower is, where that person is. And when he knows exactly where he is, leaders need to be able to share the lesson in a third step, not in a 12th step. So that's where sometimes people really improve themselves, grow themselves, and they want to share all the lessons they learn. But if they really want to add a value to people, they need to learn how to share a lesson that connects with that person, that could allow that person to go to 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, until they're able to reach that 13th step that you are in. And most likely you'll be in a 20th step. So that is, you will need to always go back 7 steps. That means you always need to learn how to find the person where he is. Sometimes you need to go all the way down the hill, find the person where he is, take their hand and lead uphill. Best way to lead people, to develop people, is by asking questions. Because the questions are really opening the doors to understand what is your reason, why you want to grow yourself. Because when a person has a reason, when a person has a vision, he is able to do the things necessary to achieve great things in life. Because when you said to a person, okay, this is what you need to do, but a lot of times when you say what person needs to do, he doesn't know the context. He doesn't know why he's supposed to do that. But when you ask questions and he connects with that message, vision, and why, he's able to do much more. So that means the questions will allow you to achieve that. What I like about questions is that if you tell somebody what they need to do, they will know what you know. If you ask, that means you will know what they know and you will know what they do not know. So that means every single question that you ask, you will know what follower knows and what they do not know. So that means you will be able to improve what they know and sometimes lead on the things that they don't know, that you could improve and they finally could understand what you're saying. Because if you do not ask and you start leading and telling, a lot of times it will lead that you will be telling things that they already know, or they may be that you will say things that they are not able to connect yet, because a lot of things that they do not know yet to be able to connect to the message that you're sharing. So when I think about leadership, one of the biggest mistakes that leaders do, including myself, is that a lot of times people assume things. People assume that people are already supposed to know that, but that, of course, if you assume that after the person is supposed to know that, it might be that they do not know that, and it will lead to disaster. So it means every single time, if you do not know something, you need to not to assume, but always ask to make sure that you know 100%. Because Assumptions lead to disasters in relationships. If you assume something without really telling expectations and asking what is expected, you will get disappointed. Someone will get disappointed because assumptions always lead to decisions that will lead to some kind of mistake. So always make sure that you do not assume, because assumptions are terrible. So the less assumptions we have, the more joyful our life will be. So when I think about life, it's much more important to ask questions, because asking questions is curiosity, and curiosity is the very thing that makes people youthful. When people stop asking questions, they are not curious, and when people are not curious, they are not able to grow themselves. So the most curious people most likely are growing the fastest, because they know that they will be improving, because they know that something is there that they still do not understand, they still do not know, and that curiosity, those questions, will lead to the faster growth. So let's start by making commitments to ourselves that every single day we'll make 5-10 questions that we'll ask about specific thing, that we make sure that we do not assume things. And I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.